In deference to our special guest this week, myself and Bob have been discussing Scottish football, and we have a question for Hardeep. Why? Is that too much?
No, it's a fair enough question, actually.
Listen, when you grow up, you watch the football results, and you see Arsenal, Man United, Everton, Chelsea, Manchester City, Sheffield Wednesday, and then it leads into Arbroath, Stenhurst.
No, they do didn't they do the conference first?
Yeah, they do the conference
and
first.
And they do children's football.
Then you wonder why we want independence. Then you wonder why we want independence.
You're allowed independence. We're not stopping you, but you've got to replace Scotland with a country of equal size.
It's like there's no fighting in the war room. We're not stopping you from being indendependent.
It's up to you. If it was up to me, I'm just saying you've got to replace Scotland with a country of equal size.
Yeah,
Maldives is what I'm looking for. But anyway, yeah, the point... Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing... I mean, we were going to ask this question as well about Celtic running away, yet again, with the Scottish Premiership. And now, do you think maybe they should up sticks and move to England and do a Wimbledon playing Milton Keynes?
I mean, it would be very lucrative for both the EPL and for Celtic. I think the problem is the politics of football. If Celtic leave Scotland, then it really holds into question Scotland's status as a national team. If you don't have a national league of any worth or merit, and if you've not got representatives in Europa Cup, let's be realistic, or the Champions League, then you cease to be a country, and then we're not a million miles away from Team GB, and we all know from the Olympics, not a Scots going to make it into that team. I think what's really heartbreaking for me is I grew up watching, south of the border teams like Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Leeds. Spines of those teams were great Scottish players.
It's true. Liverpool won the league title quite a few times.
This is one of the... everyone then goes, oh, that's xenophobic, you mustn't say that. But, I mean, Arsenal was an Irish team. Arsenal was Irish.
We had we had 3 from Northern Ireland and 3 from Ireland.
Liverpool dominated Europe with a team built around Scots,
yes.
you know. Brilliant Scots
Well,
players.
I mean, look, I mean, we all think about the times in the 70s in the World Cup when Scotland qualified for 2 World Cups and England didn't qualify for either of them. I think we can only go to a World Cup when Scotland aren't there. Is that the way it works?
What about realistic? You see, realistically, Celtic moving would be a huge thing financially. Because you imagine Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Everton thinking there's 70,000. Definitely.
And
sold out
for the away games.
It would be
every
fantastic.
testimonial that every Arsenal player, they always wanted Celtic. Yeah, but because Celtic would bring 10,000.
It makes no difference logistically. No, travel's not a problem. The only problem is, as you say...
What about the extreme heat of the south?
Yeah. That might be a problem.
For anyone living in London, that's a myth. No, but the point is this, that what's happened in Scotland is a macrocosm of what's happened to the English national game. I mean, England... as a Scot, I never tire of hearing about events of 1966.
Do you not?
I'm always saying, no, of course I bloody do. Although it's worth pointing out the first team to beat England in '67 was Scotland.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And it was 3-1.
3-2?
3-2.
You didn't even know the score?
No, I do. But the point I was going to make was it wasn't a close game. It wasn't 2-2. You know what I mean? It wasn't, it was 3-1 and then you got to go back. And it was a consolation.
We were still celebrating from '66.
Yeah, so you were. But the point is that England really ought...
the Scots.
England really ought to have made a better run at World Cups with the quality of players England have had. And I think what's actually diminished England's ability is the presence of a lot of these journeymen in the game. But I think if you look at Scotland, its population is a tenth the size of England, that the implications of overseas players have decimated Scottish football.
I remember